So, Starfleet Captain David, brought up the question Voyager, presented by seasparkles. And then...
Hi, everybody.
The Dark Destroyer had one of the Chris's do the Slave One. Well, unfortunately, the Sith Chris is busy bringing pain and misery to a planet, so he sent one of the other Chris's to do this. So we're going to actually have them both using material that is canon to each franchise, as in for Intrepid class USS Voyager, that will be Star Trek Voyager the series, and for Slave One, that will be official canon animated series and the movies. Series as in all of the animated series that was made by Disney. So I will be presenting and be picking category by category and then using that information. One will go, then the other will go, and then I will keep a scorecard over who wins. So we're going to start with the principal category is how well are they made, as in what is their defenses, be it shields, armor, and such. So I believe we'll start this round off, and we'll let USS Voyager go first.
Okay, why I like the Voyager is, if you remember, on the as in regards to the weapons.
This is about defenses, shields, and hull.
Oh, we're not talking about weapons?
We're not talking about weapons, we're talking about defenses.
All right, defenses. All Star Trek ship has shields, front, back, and sides, and they have the ability to repair. Also, Voyager has regenerative shields, and they had that in every episode. So when they were getting shot at, basically they were pretty darn safe. And as for others, and in the last episode of Voyager, which I know we're not supposed to talk about, but they also had armor plating on top of the shields. But the Voyager has awesome shields, and Voyager does not have cloaking abilities, but it has shields for defenses.
Okay, now Chris, how about the Slave One? What is that one's hull and shields like?
Well,
it has shields.
If
it does have shields. It has reinforced armor plating. That's the material it's made out of. But it has powerful shield generators, which would enable, well, the driver Boba Fett or any other 3 drivers, such as Ando Okada, which briefly used it to basically disable the craft in its quarry. But the Slave One has the whole material. It is just armor plated, just like the Duro Steel, but not quite similar. And the powerful shield generators actually come from the. It's actually right down here. For example, in the. Let me a sec. He did use it in a recent battle. He used it in the Escape from Cloud City and also the mission to Serrano. But my go on it, it's very durable when it comes to shields, depending on what the Voyager had again.
The Voyager has complete 100% shields over it, as well as armor plating, which is natural to Voyager, and it has regenerative shielding, where not only it can regenerate itself, but also can be boosted by the mechanic, which was what was her name?
Remember, I'm the presenter. I can't cheat.
B'Elanna Torres.
There you go.
B'Elanna Torres was able to help boost the shields. The Voyager has the ability to take energy and power from other areas to boost the shields up and past 100%.
Okay, it's a simple question. Has Slave One ever been seen with hull breaches in any of its material?
Recently, only once in the Clone Wars series.
Okay, then I'm going to have to call this one a draw because, despite my mom didn't mention it, in Year of Hell, Voyager was shown with many hull breaches. In fact, many cases and many episodes, Voyager, being one ship in its entire quadrant of space, has had hull breaches since Slave One has had hull breaches as well. And they both have shields. I'm going to call this one a draw. Okay.
In the Year of Hell, which never happened at the end of 6 episodes, as we
we're moving on.
That's because they had temporal torpedoes.
Now, this category is a bit unique. Now, I'm pleased to promote that these weapons have to be used in multiple episodes. It cannot be a single episode, otherwise the weapon or upgrade is a plot device, okay? So, this is about weapons and tracking technology
Oh, that's easy.
in general. Okay, so basically, that means basically your weapons and the tracking systems used in movies and in series to shoot their prey. Since Voyager started the last one, Slave One will start this one. 'Cause I got a feeling, because this is Star Wars, this is probably going to be a while.
It is. So,
But by the way, please you have to mention
yeah.
if every weapon shot of that type of weapon was
weapon
hit
and tracking
or
system or just weapons? in general?
this is weapons and tracking in general. Basically, how effectively can your ship bring its weapons and the pain to its victims?
Alright, I got this.
Please note also you can include weapons that have been used in planetary bombardments as well.
Whoa.
Since we're going to talk about.
I'd rather be talking about Babylon 5 because I'd have y'all impressed on that. But that's okay.
Now, the Slave One, when Boba Fett took it from his father and got it back from the space pirate Okana, it is obviously dangerous and just have some hidden weapons that were used in the anime series and movies and the franchise of the list that he's told us about. Now, the tracking systems are my favorite part. It has dedicated sensors for masking and tracking. That's making him one of the best bounty hunters. That's why he is the best bounty hunter in the galaxies. As for weapons, it has plenty. Several hidden weapons such as the... Oh, it's over here, sorry. Right there. Twin rotating blaster cannons. Which are right here. The laser cannons as well, which these also count as that. That's what you use. The proton torpedo tubes. The ion cannon. The concussion missile launchers. The tractor beam projector and the seismic charges, which were all used. The anime series used the seismic charges and the concussion missile launchers.
Okay, so those do actually properly count.
Yes. Aside from that, there is a hidden weapon that was not used in neither, but I'm not going to state
You
it.
can't mention it because I don't count.
I'm not going to mention it, but it's not going to count, but it's actually just... actually, no, it's not on this one. This is a different series one, but I'm going to pass it along. I don't remember the weapon, I'll just label it. It's not going to be part of the discussion. But go ahead, your turn.
Okay, that was The Slave One by Chris. Now this is USS Voyager, presented by my mom. Weapons and tracking systems.
I'm gonna go online and get a list of that because Voyager is the only ship that has tri-cobalt torpedoes out of all the ships. And the tri-cobalt devices with subspace weapons, and it also has the ability to do high yield detonations and can tear holes in subspace. Also has COCHRANES torpedoes as well.
That's the class of torpedoes Voyager started with.
Okay? And Voyager is a warship that was made to be able to withstand even the Badlands. It has
Who's the pilot?
It has
Navigator was Tom Paris.
It
We'll get the
also,
crew later on though.
Voyager also has the most advanced phaser capabilities that is far advanced to everyone. It said it was told, this is what it says, it has the most powerful weapons that Starfleet
That
has
was
at
until
the
Summer
end.
Class came
It
out.
has 2 forward torpedo chutes, 2 aft torpedo chutes. It also has 1 dorsal torpedo chute. And it has the ability to shoot from all sides, above and below, in a volleying, multi-purpose weapons
Which
angle.
actually the 240
It's also
after
armed
count,
with
'cause it never showed
advanced
using it.
phasers and regular photon torpedoes. It has 4 different torpedoes, as well as it has the only ship with quantum torpedoes, as well as
That would have
tri-cobalt
been the Dominion War refit, which was not USS Voyager.
as well. And it has bioneural circuitry, which aids in the advancements of all warp nacelles.
So pretty much Voyager got this right.
as well as advanced phasers
Combat one.
for all sides to be able, Voyager is the only ship to be able to shoot with advanced phasers out of front, back, all sides, as well as what? You wanted me to talk about weapons.
Well, one major problem here is that you're actually including the Dominion War refit Intrepid class.
This is when it aired.
This is
when it left.
because this is USS Voyager. What was shown on screen, Star Trek Voyager.
This is Star Trek Voyager. This is what they left with to leave on to go after the Marquis. I didn't talk about when it came back and refitted or after. This is when it left, because it was Voyager's job was to destroy the Marquis.
Yeah, it's got tricobalt torpedoes basically in a nutshell. It's got 2 forward, 2 aft torpedo launchers. This was shown on camera, plus the phaser banks on it, which is reprogrammable thanks to Star Trek Next Generation showing it reprogrammable. Okay. Because Voyager is basically still the version of the Galaxy class. Plus one major technicality here is that tracking wise, every shot from the USS Voyager was shown to have hit. Can Boba Fett Slave 1 say that every shot hit? Given it was pursuing
times when he fought Boba Fett.
Considering it was pursuing Ben Kenobi, how many shots actually hit Ben Kenobi's?
Actually, correction, it was, if I was right, it was Obi-Wan. No, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
At
It was
the
Ben
dogfight
Kenobi.
of Geonosis.
Yeah. Yeah, so not every shot from Slave 1 hit.
The only one that missed would be the one for Boba Fett.
So basically, technicality here,
Voyager was like a secret weapon.
Voyager's got it in the tracking system. However, Slave 1 does have it, and however, USS Voyager's reprogrammable phaser banks also means that it's on the fly reprogrammable. So actually, Voyager does get it in weapons. Okay, now easy one. This is an easy one because this is what was shown on screen. We come now to the Voyager's probably going to steal this one. In a long space trip, you will want luxury. You'll want to be able to relax and enjoy your cup of coffee. So, Slave 1 started this one, and I didn't expect you to go into that very long one about the weapon systems.
I didn't say all the weapons
I know.
Voyager has.
Here we go to luxury, on-screen luxury. How would you say Voyager is in comfort and luxury when out in space for long distances?
A 10.
Okay, you give it a 10.
Do you want me to list the things?
Well, just give a few highlights. What you consider of note from Voyager when it was in space.
Voyager has a holodeck which anybody can use to be able to go and fulfill their fantasies and do anything they like. 2, they have what used to be the captain's dining area, which they turned into a cooking area where Neelix would cook for everybody, and the crew, they often showed the crew sitting there talking and laughing. And then they had this, they also, other than that, they also showed where Neelix would do a talk once a week to all of them, and anybody could go in there and talk about it.
Basically.
And Neelix was like the morale officer. His job was to keep the morale up of everybody, so which was a definite plus.
Yeah, it's in space.
And they also have the comfort of knowing they have a holographic doctor with all the advanced knowledge to be able to help them if they were sick, to deliver babies and do everything they need. Star Trek made sure that Voyager was fitted with every form of comfort needed, and also that they all had a replicator in all of their rooms, and where they could replicate special, let's say if somebody needed a chocolate ice cream because they were upset about something, they could go to a replicator and get that. Or if they wanted a certain kind of tea or coffee, whatever, they had the replicators to help them. So all in all, when you think about it, and each of them had their own programs that they made for the holodeck, their favorite things what they could do, whether they wanted to go skiing or swimming or go to another planet. And Voyager sometimes would land on planets for
skipping the landing because that's be the ship is skipping.
Okay. But there's just a lot.
Yeah, all right.
Voyager.
Slave 1 can.
If I may, the Slave 1 is not fitted for relaxing. Due to it's just a planetary, it's actually a planetary law enforcement interdiction built duty ship that Boba and Jango Fett rebuilt only for the necessity of bounty hunting. The only thing it has in it would be the many different cages for prisoners that they have.
So it's
So they have
Yeah,
nothing.
it's just an attack
basically
craft.
it's got no luxury. It's got no resource.
It
Okay.
carries some resources, but it's only an attack craft, not.
All right. So
a
basically, Voyager's got the luxury.
craft. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, the Federation always makes sure all their ships have luxury to really help their crews keep in good humor.
Yeah, but remember, Boba Fett is just a bounty hunter.
Okay. All right. Now we come up to the interesting part. Okay. This time around it's Slave 1. What is the most impressive detection feat that Boba Fett's done? Because this will determine detection.
Detection?
Yeah.
What kind of find a detection for?
Detection, as in it picked something up, an impressive feat of note of the ship's detection equipment.
You'd be surprised, his tracking system is flawless.
But pick one of note.
Pick one? Oh man, that would
The most impressive one that you consider.
Where's it?
Irony, if this was an Enterprise D, you'd probably steal this one.
Voyager has it.
Now,
Voyager's gonna steal this one.
I don't know.
how to
Because Voyager never went up against a ship with a cloaking device. That definitely hurts.
Aside from the core engineering system at 31 engines from...
It could be something tiny, it could be something invisible.
Well, he's looking at that. I'm gonna answer it. Voyager has the top line scanners, which can scan a fly on the planet.
On screen, the most impressive detection feat that was demonstrated.
On screen, when
screen.
they were going to find Neelix's organs after they were harvested, and they found his organs in the middle of below a planet that even had fake rocks. They had these things on this planet where they didn't even know that was past there, but they were able to scan there and pass there. They even found some dilithium there, and they found Neelix's organs where they introduced the harvesters.
Okay.
Now, the ship has a special tracking system. The HoloNet transceiver to track ships through hyperspace.
On screen
It was
feat.
used on screen
Okay.
in Clone Wars.
Alright.
He was tracking down... This is when he was tracking down the guy that stole the ship, the pirate. Okana. He found it. Just by using the HoloNet. It only took him, look, literally in record time, it only took him not even that long. So about, let's go with human time, it only took him about 5 minutes.
Okay. So he found somebody that was fleeing.
Yeah, that took his ship. Because he had the Slave 2.
Alright.
Which the Slave 2 is just a Slave 1. Just,
Well, this is Slave 1 has that ability.
yes.
Yeah. He basically used the Slave 1 to find the Slave 2, which is basically a small one-man craft when it was in hyperspace. So it was basically finding...
thread trackers.
Alright.
And it's also homing beacons. So
Okay.
It's all part of it.
Okay, well, Voyager actually detected Neelix's organs, which is basically smaller than a person. Underground through a fake
Through a force
asteroid
shield.
field, plus found dilithium at the same
How
time.
far was it?
It was in the middle of the
I don't know, but how
planet.
far was the ship from said location?
Up in space. They were trying
Was
to
it-
find it. They had already
Was
left.
it in orbit of the planet when it picked
No.
him up, or was it
It
okay?
was flying.
Okay, so it was at warp speed when it picked him up. Well,
That's when they realized they missed Neelix. You saw. You didn't
Yeah,
see the.
okay.
You saw the episode.
All
You
right.
saw what they did.
so based off of that, I'm going to basically say you both did about an equal feat in detection. Okay, now this is where.
Neelix's organs is really tiny like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so next up is, well, when you inevitably got a crew or you're basically picking somebody up, we're going to be going with detention. How you hold basically prisoners on board your craft.
They hold them in the brig with a force shield around it.
Okay,
You can't leave.
since Slave 1 kind of missed starting the last one, I'll let Slave 1, since Chris accidentally started on saying it earlier.
Yeah.
So it should be fresh in his mind, so you shouldn't need to look it up too quick.
Yeah, so it has 6 cages, only carries six prisoners, but knowing Boba, he put more prisoners inside the cages, so
So what does these cages on screen demonstrated to use for holding them?
holding them?
Iron bars, force fields,
No, not
gravitational
bars.
plating,
One's actually lasers. No, not
Okay.
lightsaber shooters, but it's actually lasers. That
laser bars,
Yes,
or okay,
laser bars.
okay then. So basically, you can actually reach through them in between the bars, or would it vaporize your arm off reaching between
The
them?
heat from the lasers could actually literally cauterize your skin, but won't cut it off.
Okay
Depending
then.
on how stupid you would be.
Well,
All right.
they should have something better than that.
Now then, Star Trek Voyager has on screen shown only one brig. Keep that in mind. I do know that much.
Actually, the Voyager has a brig, but it has multiple rooms in it, which they have shown.
Okay.
And when they have held multiple prisoners in there, when the Voyager was battling, when they were trying to take Voyager there, and they imprisoned them. And Voyager has a room, but it's force shields all around it, so they can't even get out without a person physically at a desk turning it off. So nobody's ever been able to escape. And when you just touch it, you don't get hurt, but you just can't get out. It even held the Borg.
No one's escaped his ship either. Because aside from that,
But it even
he's
held the
also,
Borg.
Boba is also the
When Voyager was
system as well.
battling the Borg.
If someone were to escape the cage, which no one ever has, Boba would be the second form of prison escape, which would be the second form of the security system where he killed.
Well, in fairness, Voyager could say that considering the crew would also
They
respond.
didn't escape.
Also
They
respond as
couldn't
well.
escape. Yeah, Voyager would respond.
Okay,
to
then.
the big ship.
They check in and Voyager's brig and they don't check out until they get released.
All right, so we're going to be going with.
They held 7 to 9 in there for a long time.
All right, so nobody's escaped the Slave One. Nobody's escaped USS Voyager. Major irony here is that because this is Voyager and not the Enterprise D, that means Voyager's impeccable no escape reputation for the brigs actually helps. So that means basically I want to break it down to this. Slave One is a small ship. It's one person. Major difference here, Voyager on average has a crew of over 100.
This actually fits one pilot, one co-pilot, and 2 passengers, 5 people.
Yeah. But I'm just saying on average, Slave One has 1 to 2 people on it. It's a small ship. So basically, the irony here is that Voyager may be bigger, but also Voyager is shown to have internal tracking systems, which can be used to locate escapees.
And they can beam them into the
Which
brig.
they can beam them exactly. So actually, the second line defense transporters actually gives Voyager that hand in that they do escape. However, nobody has actually gotten out of the brig. So basically, all secondary defenses don't really matter.
Yeah.
So basically, this one, in a nutshell, unfortunately, is a draw. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How can it be a draw?
Because one major problem here, neither ships actually had any escapees
So
from
they
the
never
brigs
tested.
themselves.
Nope.
So they were never
When he
tested.
drives
You
the
can't
ship-
escape.
When he drives the ship, he sets the coordinates and he just patrols the ship the whole time.
Irony here is that if this was actually the Enterprise D, the Slave One would have actually won this.
Yeah, true.
Because the Enterprise D has actually had 3 escapee cases.
Yeah.
And nonetheless, the ship was even sabotaged after the person escaped.
But Voyager's more advanced than
Yes.
Voyager's more advanced in the galaxy because Voyager is a warship.
That was even an early Next Generation episode.
But you gotta
Okay.
remember the Galaxy class is supposed to be
Now we come to major irony here is that we come to the actually meat and cheese and grits of these vessels, the crew. You do not need your extra information here.
No, it's just that I got the crew right here. All right.
Okay.
Voyager is made to hold 1,200 crew.
1 second, is I gotta make it clear to Chris, while I'm doing this, we just check the camera, make sure it's still recording.
okay.
Chris, you can only pick 1 time frame and 1 crew of the Slave
It's
One.
still
You
recording.
cannot pick multiple ones, you cannot say them all.
he never had a crew.
Exactly, that's a major irony
It's
here.
just many pilots.
I know, I'm just saying you gotta only pick 1 time frame for the Slave One, which had on it. Okay, so then,
It's all 4.
Voyager has more crew.
unfortunately Voyager has a crew of over 100.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
Which all have different skills,
We're
okay?
talking about a small ship here.
Which we're talking about small ship here, so that basically means is that
Voyager, check this one.
which means that basically you will then get to actually, you also unfortunately have to pick 1 time frame from Voyager. You cannot say Kess and 7 to 9 at the same time. You can only pick 7 to 9 or Kess. This has to be 1 time frame from Voyager as well.
Luckily,
Well, when Voyager left on the
Okay.
first episode, they had 900 crewmen.
Alright? Which that was only
On the first
1
episode.
movie episode, so guess what? You can't pick that time frame. Because that was only 1 episode. Okay, so you picked your time frame. Have you picked your time frame from Voyager?
But what? How many crews on the
No,
ship?
basically
Actually, what's
crews,
going on, though?
skills,
Hold on.
and abilities that they have to offer to make your ship better.
Well, 7 to 9, my favorite.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the 9 time frame. Okay, are you ready,
Because
Chris?
She knows everything about everything.
Yeah,
She's
Hondo
aboard.
Khan. Okay.
Okay then. Since Voyager's a crew of over 100 and he's gonna have a lot of skills to go through, we're gonna go ahead and let Slave One go first.
Oh, I'm on a list of skills of all the crew.
Actually, it's gonna be easy for you because you've got a Borg or something fair.
She can do everything.
Dude, we got low batteries, so we gotta make this quick.
We'll put it on the chart. Go ahead and stop on it. Alright, so crew. go based off of on-screen feats that ones of note of your interest for each one. So we'll go ahead and since Slave 1's, like I said, one time for instance, Slave 1's got a small crew, we'll let Slave 1 go first.
She just wants to say how many crews on the ship?
Just interesting, like feats of note for your time frame of your crew.
Okay, gotcha.
So that way you can show their expertise.
Alright.
Well, due to the small ship, it just has one for pilot, one for co-pilot, one for someone to run the guns, with 2 passengers. When the Spaceport Con took it, he did fit his crew in there with the cages. They're not in the cages, but they fit in there with the cages, so it's about... There's not really a lot of people, but there were a lot of skilled people in there.
Yeah, so we'll go with
really.
on-screen, feats
Well,
of
on
note.
screen, there's just the thing listed.
Well, did they do anything, did any particular crews that you would pick has done anything of note?
Of note?
Yeah, like what they've done of interest, note.
Sadly, the O'Connor crew did nothing of interest. They just took the Slave 1 in order for them to just keep...
Okay, then we'll pass it on. Let Voyager pick. I guess you pick any one particular feat of note.
I want to talk about the episodes with Voyager and 7 of 9 and Janeway when they were. It was during the Kazon era when they were transporting what Janeway thought was an honorable group of Kazon, but thanks to 7 of 9's research and ability in her view of astrometrics, she found out that Kazon group was actually plotting when Janeway was trying to create a space treaty around there and believing them that they were being tormented by several groups of Kazon. She found out that the Kazon leader that she was helping was actually plotting to have Janeway a reason to walk out and then blow up all the other Kazon leaders. So, but because of 7 of 9's unique ability and distrust of everybody being aboard, that she was able to save the day. So in my opinion, that she saved all the Kazon's leaders and saved changing the balance of power totally in the Delta Quadrant.
Well, we're not going to go and list more multiple feats, but basically, sounds like Voyager's got the crew on this one.
Voyager's over here.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, can I show you my phone?
Alright.
You asked for just one, and there's so much in case.
Yeah, we're not going to go through
There's
it.
just so many.
Well, speaking of
interesting
7 and
stories.
9, I mean, the only world outside the Voyager's got is Janeway's massive and intervening and violating certain. We're not going to go into that. So we're going to go on to range. Basically, how far can a ship go without maintenance or servicing? How far out has the Slave 1 gone?
As in what way? Depends on what you're talking about.
Basically, what is the total range of the ship? Basically, much like how you could put gas in a car and then just basically like in front of the gas pedal, how far can the car go before it needs to put gas in it again? This is actually going to be the interesting one right here.
Oh, we're just gonna win.
I gotta do
Multiple episodes where they're looking for the lithium.
The length is 21.5, the width is 20. Wingspan, max resolution is 2500 Gs, max speed is 1000 kph. It's like class 4.
Let's just simplify this. Has the Slave 1 ever referenced in needing to get supplies or fuel?
They've never referenced it again.
Okay, so basically...
So you don't know.
You don't know.
They never listed in the Star Wars franchise because it wouldn't really be a necessity.
I'm just saying the animated series and everything,
No.
so they never... Okay. Well, Voyager had episodes where they were looking for basically fuel resources, which in this case would be dilithium and food.
Well, they were always doing that because they had a crew of 200 on board that they had to feed, and they never said they did it as a necessity, but Janeway's the type of person that always believes in keeping everything supplied in advance.
Okay then, since
But I can find out online Star Trek's blueprints.
don't worry about it. It was going off of on screen. In that case, despite the fact that due to the fact
Voyager
that
came all the way back
Slave 1,
from the Delta Quadrant without...
given the fact Slave 1's never actually seen needing food or supplies, unfortunately it's also in the system where you can basically get both exceptionally easily. Voyager's actually looked for both. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to declare this one a draw, and neither one gets the point on this one. Okay, now next up is structure. Now to define our viewers to what structure means is that the outside of the ship is the hull. The structure of it is the bars that goes underneath the hull that the hull is attached to. That basically gives the ship its basic shape. Okay, that is basically the framework, like I-beams in a skyscraper. Okay, so basically the question here is, how blown up or how messed up has the ship gotten and then survived and was still working after? It's also known as endurance. Okay, given that Voyager's done so many things, and I ain't never actually seen the movies, I'm kind of wondering this, so just on account of that. I want to hear it. How blown up has the Slave One gotten?
Never.
How much of punishment has it taken?
Took a couple minor hits, but remember it has a fast shield generation, so it just hit the shields. Nothing
Okay.
else.
Well, that goes under defense. Okay, then. Passing over, pick one.
One.
Don't go,
One.
don't go in this 12 or 13,
Yeah, this isn't-
7 of
The
them.
year of hell.
Okay.
It's actually in.
They even, Voyager
You can
even
use
flew
your- you can use
with
your
a
miniature-
temporal torpedo.
You
You
stuck
can
in it.
even use your miniature and point out where the ship had holes in it, it's been blown
That's
up.
the point, right?
Okay, even though
Wait,
Voyager
right there.
has ultimate shields and defenses, no Federation ship can withstand temporal torpedoes. So, the Voyager had temporal torpedoes here, 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 and here, and it still flew and they were still fighting as he was trying to alter the temporal lines in order to bring back 100% of his race just to save his wife. He didn't care how much damage he did. But the Voyager just kept right on going. And the people kept right on
They
enduring.
didn't even get to the hull breaches as well.
Yeah, I was gonna-
it was just shown later on.
To get to that. The hull breaches.
The temporal torpedo went literally through the hull and was sticking in.
Well, given you.
They walked in and they had
Well, Voyager takes it for the framework
Chakotay
underneath it.
disarmed the temporal torpedoes. But then again, it never happened to.
Now, a major irony here is that because Voyager's defenses has actually been breached, it actually gives Slave One defenses as well.
That's temporal torpedoes.
I know.
But it would endure. It would get through his too.
Well, we're going based off of
torpedoes.
individuals.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, we actually get to the fun part where we can go to the closing ones. That way you can both bring up things of note that you feel that was overlooked or missed that you would like to mention, that you would like to just add to this.
It's a spaceship.
Okay, it's a spaceship. So
Oh, I never knew that. And it flies in space just like that. People miss this. And this is a transformer.
anything you would like to add a note to it? Anything you'd like to add a note of the Slave One?
Yeah.
Or you think we covered yours enough?
The person has armor.
Okay.
People have armor.
Voyager
No.
is the only ship that they've shown on Star Trek
That's the-
that has a unique ability to land on a planet without destroying it. Because even shuttles would burn up, would come into the atmosphere.
Well, actually-
but Voyager's defenses are so strong it won't burn up, so it can land.
A little correction.
Even in the
Shuttles.
shuttles were burning up.
Shuttles did land on planets.
Correct.
Next generation,
Change that.
they showed shuttles landed. Star Trek original series, they showed shuttles landed. The entire series, they've shown shuttles landed
They've
on
also
planets.
shown
and
entire
taken up.
shuttles burning up.
I know, but those are special circumstances.
Yeah. But Voyager, being a starship, is the only one that can land.
However, Voyager has
Has
actually
landing gear. And it has
actually-
landed in more than one episode.
it has landed on planets that shuttles could not. All right. So, all right. Those are your closing ones.
It even landed on
Fine.
a Y-class planet.
Due to making this ship land, it always lands like this. If it lands like this, it blows up.
Voyager
It
has
always
landing
land-
gear.
I'm saying this has landing gear, but it always lands like this for a reason.
Actually, technically,
No.
it was landed like this because remember the loading bay door was down here, and then they brought the carbonated frozen
That's
Han
what I
Solo up into here.
Yeah, they also changed it too. It also lands like this.
All right.
Well, Voyager has landing gear, so it doesn't have to misland.
Because bro will be right
Right.
here.
But Voyager has landing gear, but this is the original Voyager. I like the other one better.
Yeah, the ablative
The
armor.
armored
one.
Voyager.
Okay. So final score is.
Voyager one. Wait, there's a winner. Ryu always wins this round, and
Of
he
course.
chose the Class B.
All right. Voyager definitely takes it. However, Slave One does get one slight. It does get one additional point. That is actually technically maneuverability on account the ship is really tiny.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's really tiny.
Oh, I forgot to have maneuverability, so definitely the slave one gets it for maneuverability, which I forgot to note. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Actually, compare the size now. Oh, it's a god.
So it's 6-4, so actually Voyager only won by 2 points.
And that's only one thing.
That's very close. Alright, Chris, do it.
Do what?
Do what you said you want to do.
Voyager goes through slipstream.
Yeah.
Your
But
ship go through slipstream without help.
it's available.
Yeah.
Slipstream even exists in Star Wars.
It might not even so.
Because Star
Well,
Wars
it
uses
could, because it's a
hyperspace.
class 4 hyperspeed, so.
Yeah, because Star Wars uses hyperdrive. So there you have
So
it.
hyperdrive forward.
Voyager just barely edged out the slave one.
Somebody has to do a closing,
Stop
David.
recording.
Thank you, Washies.
Thank you for watching. As always, take your favorite ship, push it into that like button. If we get enough of the same two ships, we might do it again. Except with your selections. As always, thank you for watching. And top of the morning, feel free to use the subscribe and comment below. As always, thank you for watching. Peace out.